Modi making it clear how important Rafale fighters are for them. The images were authenticated by BBC Verify. The only ones that still are silent about this are India. Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. Just an update, of course this channel is still banned in India.
Their aim is to spread panic among people.
And what was interesting was as soon as the ban happened, not so long after, India declared their invasion, illegal attack in Pakistan. And since then, we have heard all sorts of news that children have been killed, civilians have been killed, mosques have been attacked. And what have we seen from the opposing side? People celebrating, people seeing it as a thing of nationalism and a thing of pride, something to be happy with. And of course, they know that we are going to speak the truth about their invasion, and that's exactly what we are indeed doing. But there was one name that kept coming up again and again, and I probably like you guys didn't understand the significance of it. One such thing I wanted to draw your attention to is Rafale fighter jet. The Rafale fighter jet is something that has been mentioned again and again in the media, but like you guys and the uninitiated, I failed to see the significance of this. And me explaining to you how important this actually is and why the Indians are so pissed and why they look like a bunch of clowns alongside the French and Europe as well, you're gonna realize what a blow this actually was and how significant it is for Pakistan and China. Here you guys can see Modi making it clear on his Twitter page how important Rafale fighters are for them. Here again you will hear on no less than 2 occasions in which he is saying after the Balakot incident, only if we had the Rafale fighters, things would have been different.
अगर हमारे पास आज राफेल होता तो शायद इससे भी नतीजा कुछ और होता. एयर स्ट्राइक समय हमारा जवानों ना हाथમાં રાફેલ હોત અમારું એકે જાત નહીં અને એમનું એકે બચત નહીં. આ મારો હિસાબ છે ભાઈ.
People in India were cheesed off. Why? Because they were saying you are undermining what our soldiers have done in the air by saying, you know what, forget your talent, mate. If we had the actual aircraft, it's through the aircraft that we win.
The Prime Minister should apologize for questioning the valiant effort of our Air Force.
Not only that, as you guys can see, the former army chief also bigging up the Rafale fighters and saying, yes, it is all about the Rafale fighters, mate. And he went so far in saying that we can defeat all of China's military capability just with this fighter. And when this fighter eventually arrived in India, they started performing worship rituals. I don't know if they were worshipping it or you never know in India, you know what I mean? So they were doing something, a ceremony called Nariyal Purna, which means the breaking of the coconut. They did the whole lime thing under the wheels, and they also did their Om symbol on the fighter jet as well. It was a big ceremony. And according to media, India has paid at least $284 million per fighter. And what does Pakistan say? Pakistan says we have shot down at least 3 of them. Now the reason why this is so significant is because this was purchased from France. The Rafale fighter has not been shot down. It is the creme de la creme of fighter jets, and it being shot down is a smack in the face for France, is a smack in the face for India, and it makes Pakistan look pretty good on a global scale. And seeing as Pakistan used Chinese equipment to shoot them down, it made them look very good as well. So Pakistan says they shot down 3 of them alongside 2 other aircrafts minimum. That takes the total to £1 billion worth of damage to India. As soon as this happened, you had an Indian newspaper called The Hindu reporting the downing of at least 3. However, a lot of people noticed that it got taken down very quickly. And this is for the reasons that I've said. Number 1, it is extremely bad for morale. Why? Because Modi actually said it's the jet, mate. He didn't emphasize on the flyers of the jet. He emphasized on the jet. And now they have the jet and it's been shot down and there's not really a big encounter between the two. It's just minor skirmishes. It makes them look bad in front of France and the others because France is now cheesed off that why did we sell it to India? Because these guys are making us look bad. Why? Because ever since this happened, the owners of Rafale, that company, Dassault, their shares have plummeted. Whilst on the other hand, Chinese shares have rocketed. On social media, we were seeing pictures of all sorts, but none were being verified. India was just discarding all of them as fake news. To be fair, even the Pakistani defense Minister Khwaja Asif wasn't doing a good job on the international media.
Allegation of 5 fighter jets shot down. Where's the evidence for that, sir?
It's all over the social media, on Indian social media, not on our social media.
Look, technically the guy is not wrong, but he's just doesn't seem like he's media trained. That's not how you convey that bit of news. It just makes you seem like a clown. But since then, 3 key pieces of evidence has come out that has undeniably shown that at least 1 Rafale fighter was indeed shot down. The first evidence was, according to CNN, a French intelligence official admitted this. Evidence number 2, US officials have confirmed this, and this was reported by Reuters. And the third and most recent evidence was that the images were authenticated by BBC Verify. And that's why you have many other news now going with it, because there is enough evidence to suggest that this happened. The only ones that still are silent about this are India, and we all know why. Now let's get to China, because China is the one that has been supplying Pakistan with 82% of its military capabilities. The fighter jet that Pakistan used is something called the J-10C. Now these are not even top of the line ones that China has. However, China did give Pakistan the PL-15 missiles. Now the PL-15s have changed the game because they are the top of the top when it comes to the missiles. So the fact that Chinese equipment is knocking down because the missiles that India were using are the Meteor missiles that are made by a European company called MBDA. So on the one hand, you have Chinese capabilities representing and being adorned by Pakistan. Then you've got the European capabilities adorned by India. You've got major players like America watching, because American and Chinese tensions are high when it comes to Taiwan. So America wants to know Chinese capabilities. And this was a very good demonstration that China is not someone to be messed with. And secondly, China, when it comes to weapons manufacturing, isn't in the top. In fact, Pakistan was their main recipient of military equipment. Why? Because their equipment had not been battle tested. So now the fact that people saw it being used in battle and succeeding against the top of the top, overnight it has changed how people view them, even in the arms manufacturing game. To such a degree that morale is so high in China, they are publicly mocking India and their purchase of those planes. So one can argue even allowing this to happen between India and Pakistan has been detrimental for America and Europe. Why? Because it has put more confidence in China, which is directly opposite to what they want to do. They want China to be seen as weak. But overnight, things have changed. Why? Because for Pakistan, their military has been praised for asymmetrical warfare. Asymmetrical means that obviously the military is smaller compared to India. Their budget is less. So they have to resort to unconventional warfare. Talent over relying on the actual machinery, which is the problem with India. So ladies and gentlemen, since then India has not been sending any more of the Rafales because it just makes them look really bad. Rather, they have been sending Israeli drones, and the conflict is still going. But this was a big blow to India, and I hope you guys understand now why that was. Let's leave it there, guys. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.